Over the past year, I've really been looking at my relationship with fear. Fear is something that's always been ever present in my life. It's always been something that's been there along with anxiety and depression, as I've been pretty open about on this channel and other forums. And I'm looking at the idea that fear is something that will always be there, and it's not about banishing fear or pushing it away or trying to necessarily even overcome it, but to understand what it is and to perhaps create a relationship with fear that is actually helpful. And I think fear can be that energy that lets you know you're on the precipice of something new. We're always fearful of the unknown, but the unknown is always where the new expansion, the new potential is. So perhaps when we feel fear, we're at a point of where we are ready to move forward, or the opportunity to move forward is there, but we're hesitant to do it because we don't know what it looks like on the other side. Our brains are built to find fear in order to keep us safe, in order to stop us from moving into danger. It's always looking for any type of fear. But there's also confirmation bias in our brain. And what that is if we tell our brain something is true, it's going to do everything it can to confirm that with any evidence that's out there, disregarding any other evidence that might point some other way. So perhaps if we started telling ourselves that fear can be a co-conspirator with us in a new realm, into a new potential, into a new being of who we are, and that can simply be like a doorway to a new room or new hall or new place that we've never been or discovered before. And that life is about the new discovery. It's not about redoing and regurgitating the old, but it's about experiencing the new. And all we have when we walk into a new place is our old memories, our old beliefs, and faith. That's all we have when we move forward. So if you hear somebody that admits to fear, it's not really a sign of weakness. It's a sign of someone being authentic and in the moment and recognizing where they are. And it takes real courage and real strength to continue forward even when there is fear. And it's interesting as you do that, as you teach yourself that you can move forward through periods of fear and not only survive, but perhaps thrive and change the whole paradigm of your life. It teaches you, or it can teach you, to have that new relationship with fear. For me, I work with the angels and also do some tantric work as well. And Archangel Ariel is the one that she is the lioness. Although I don't assign any gender to angels, there usually is some in her religious background. But she is the lioness and known for her courage and known for taking care of the earthly realm. And so for me, that is helpful to think of angel wings around me where I go. It is interesting when you study angels, almost everyone has at least heard of them or is in some way interested in them. So they absolutely can be a help, and they can be a guide, and they can be there to be with you and to help you have courage and strength. And I think why I tend to be so vocal and look at fear so much is because it is such a present energy, and it's an energy that most people just don't even talk about. And I believe it's an energy that can be used for whatever we want to use it for, and it can be used for our good. So I'd love to know what you're fearful of. What are you afraid of, and how can all of us as a community be helpful to help you move past that fear? What if that fear and this is the way I see it, is like a doorway ringed in fire, and you walk through that doorway and it burns off that which no longer serves you. It takes away part of who you were that no longer is needed. And I think that's really what it is. I think it's that our ego is afraid of us being different. Our ego is afraid of us changing. And just as a side note, so is everybody else. Everybody else is afraid of you changing too, because part of their egoic structure is who you have always been. And if you change, then you change their egoic structure, and that scares the heck out of people. That's why often, even if you start achieving something or you decide to do something new, you'll find so many people that will tell you to hold back and to not do it and to not move forward. So I hope that's helpful. And I would love to hear what kind of fears that you're moving through, what kind of new gateways, new doorways, and how you're doing that, how you're navigating that, and how it's working out for you, what your hopes and dreams and aspirations are. Until later, of peace and release.